Welcome back to Waste Some Time with Jason Green. I am Jason Green. I'm joined by Wednesday 13, and it's a sad day. It's a sad day for fans of films and television, and we lost a real American hero at the age of 86. Chuck Norris has passed away. Chuck Norris meant a lot to people of the age of Wednesday and myself, and he reached other generations as well, before us and after us. But growing up in the 1980s, Chuck Norris was he was the action hero's action hero, and one of the first to bring karate martial arts into those kind of action films as well. Now, just the other day, we did a tribute to cartoons based on movies and TV shows and based on celebrities. And we spoke about Chuck Norris at length. And Wednesday showed some of his Chuck Norris toys. Before the end of this show, I'm sure we'll see some of those again. I'm also going to unbox a Chuck Norris Funko Pop for the first time. And before the end of the show, I will show you my picture with Chuck Norris and talk about meeting him. But in our conversations for the last few weeks, we spoke about Chuck Norris. He's been coming up a lot. And I will say, in one of the last episodes, I said, I don't think he's going to be around very long. I hope that's not a jinx, but I did say it. I said, I don't think so. And I've been seeing him in these commercials that he's been selling for gut health. I was thinking about trying it. He said he found the key to long life through this gut health medicine. I'm going to rethink it now. Although I don't think his health was the cause of this passing. We don't know yet, but he did pass away in Hawaii, and there was an event that caused it. Supposedly, the same day he was working out, it was fine and jovial, but there was an event that, as of now, the family is keeping private. But Hawaii has claimed Chuck Norris today. Wednesday, I know you're in grieving. This is a hard day for everyone. Yeah,
it was the first thing I saw when I went to the gym this morning. I went in, I got on the machine, and I turned my phone on, and that was the first thing I saw. And of course, first thing I go is, it's got to be a joke at first. And no, it was official. And I did my whole workout this morning. It was kind of just I just sort of zoned out. It was over with before I even knew it, just because I was thinking about all the movies and just had a bunch of memories, because my childhood was filled with Chuck Norris. Not a movie, not this one time. Like, it was a period of my life that was like G.I. Joe and He-Man was to me. Chuck Norris was the live action version of that. And I watched every one of his movies as a kid when I probably shouldn't have. But
we were probably too young, yeah.
Yeah, but I told you I had the illegal cable hookup, and I could watch those movies. And my dad was a Vietnam vet, so he liked to show me all these Army movies and stuff, because I would ask questions and he would explain it to me. And so he was a big fan of Chuck Norris and Stallone, and we watched all these movies together because that's just what we did. And so I followed Chuck all the way up until the Walker Texas Ranger, and that wasn't my primetime. Chuck's not my Chuck. Chuck is Invasion USA, where he's slamming a lady's face into a Coke straw.
Yeah, well, she was a bad person. I'm with you. My Chuck path is similar. I did not really get into Walker Texas Ranger. What a bummer. Sometimes I think I should go watch some episodes and see if it's any good, but that's kind of where my path with Chuck ended as well. Chuck Norris, as we said, was a veteran of the Air Force. He was born in 1940 to his parents. His father was a World War II veteran. And listen, he was a karate champion. Tang Soo Do, I believe, is the name of his karate that he studied. And he met Bruce Lee. And one of the things about his relationship with Bruce Lee is that Chuck was a karate champion and wanted to be known serious as a karate champion. He wasn't really looking to be an actor. Now, Bruce Lee, in my eyes, was the greatest martial artist of all time, and but him and Chuck were friends. And there was a movie called The Wrecking Crew. It's a Sharon Tate movie, and a pretty all-star cast. Tina Louise is in it, a bunch of others. I think Dean Martin. But Chuck Norris is like an extra in it. He's a very small part. But interestingly enough, that Bruce Lee was the fight coordinator. Bruce Lee worked with Sharon Tate on her stunts for that movie. And so that was Chuck Norris's screen debut. It's crazy to think that. But that was in 1968. He wanted to, as I said, be known as a martial artist. He wasn't really looking to be.
He was going to be a cop before he even did that.
That's right, and he did spend time as a police officer, and then later in his life, he also became an actual Walker, Texas Ranger.
And he did go in the military. He did do boot camp and all of that stuff too, which is why he was really into military and stuff post his movie days.
He was a real tough guy. You know what I mean? He was not. He wasn't Seagal or whoever. He was a tough guy. This is where I first got into him. I was a massive fan of Bruce Lee. 1972, The Way of the Dragon, and this is the movie. Came out in the United States as Return of the Dragon. But this was the beginning. Bruce Lee fights Chuck Norris at the what the hell's the name of that place in Rome? We have a replica here.
Coliseum.
The Coliseum. Thank you. Yes. The Roman Coliseum. Bruce Lee fights Chuck Norris. Bruce Lee rips the hair out of Chuck Norris's chest.
Yeah.
You don't see stuff like that very often. This scene was repurposed in the movie Enter the Dragon later, when Bruce Lee had already passed before the movie was finished, and they were trying to find ways to recycle footage, and they used some scenes of Bruce fighting Chuck Norris, and then at the end of the scene, Bruce Lee jumps and he is shot in the face. What a perfect coincidence for him to need plastic surgery and no longer look like Bruce Lee. These were the good old days of the movies, when Bruce Lee would suddenly kick somebody who would accidentally turn off a light switch. But this was the beginning of Chuck Norris's career in acting. He had turned down many karate parts because after this, you're in a movie with Bruce Lee, people are going to want you, and he just wasn't sure. And his first movie, and I remember the movie, but some of these I'm going to have to go back. It's funny, Wednesday, we said on the show, at the end of the last show, I said, I think I need to have a Chuck Norris marathon. I haven't seen these since I was a kid. And I'm sad that I didn't start sooner, but there's no day like today. I'm going to start the Chuck Norris marathon. I'm going to try to watch all of these.
Well, I can give you a recommendation of the best ones and the ones
we're
that
going to go
have
through
aged over the years as well too.
Here is Breaker. This is the beginning of Chuck Norris.
This is mustacheless Chuck Norris.
Mm-hmm.
He's a truck driver. Even as a kid, I watched every Chuck Norris movie. I wanted to like this, but this is kind of like, if I could compare it in musical terms, this is like Alice Cooper before he did 18. This would be the Frank Zappa days. It's good, but it's not full on Chuck Norris yet for me.
This was cashing in on the convoy craze and driving a rig. No one really wanted to make these movies. The idea of Chuck Norris as a movie star hadn't become a thing yet. And certainly the idea of him as this doing karate in the movies. The first one, and I'll never forget it, when I was a kid, I watched these movies. This is the beginning of the mustache, but no beard. When he gets the beard, he gets guns. When he just has the mustache, you're going to get some serious karate. These are on Channel 5.
He still held guns before the beard, but you're right. He definitely used more ammunition when he had a beard. I'm
Bigger
watching
guns.
right now. I'm watching along with McQuade. I'm watching him murder about 75 Mexicans right now.
Yes, they were probably bad guys as well. We should point out. But I will say that I do remember watching these movies over and over again on Channel 5 and Channel 11. And let's see if we can find this one here, because this is where it all began. Good Guys Wear
I
Black.
believe Good Guys Wear Black would be the second movie
Mm-hmm.
that he made, and that one's pretty good too. Spawned a T-shirt for Harley Davidson, and it was also my favorite song by Tough.
Yes, no relation.
Look how cool he looks there.
This is where the karate movies begin. So if you're looking to do a Chuck Norris karate only marathon, you start with Good Guys Wear Black.
You know, you could almost put like the razor blade and put British Steel underneath that, and it would look similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right. Featuring a cameo by Mr. Magoo himself, Jim Backus. It doesn't get much better than that. Jim Backus also played James Dean's father in Rebel Without a Cause. But this is where it begins. Good Guys Wear Black came out in 1978. Ann Archer also in this movie. And James Franciscus. James Franciscus was a TV actor on a TV show called Longstreet, where Bruce Lee was also the fight coordinator, and he teaches a blind James Franciscus Jeet Kune Do. A lot of tie-ins here, but this is the beginning. Chuck Norris's second feature, another movie that no one really wanted to make, but this would go down as a cult movie for sure.
Let me guess. Can I guess what the next one is? Because I'm just guessing in order because I watched them.
Please.
It's either Force of One or Eye for an Eye.
Well, you know your Chuck Norris, and Force of One is up next.
Oh, what an excellent movie! That also stars Bill Superfoot Wallace, who was another known martial artist, and he plays a crazed, drugged out murderer, and him and Chuck have to go for it in the ring.
This one's a little. Yeah, this is where they start to get this is a thriller, and they start to get a little weird.
Yeah.
Some of these.
It's a darker movie. It's kind of like this is his Seven.
Yes, you're right. There's another movie series that has one of these. Clint Eastwood has one too. There's always that one.
Tightrope.
Yeah, there's always that one dark movie.
Yeah, Deadpool.
And this is Force of One came out in 1979. Clu Gallagher of Nightmare on Elm Street also in this movie. This is where they start to crank them out, which is so crazy that he went from a guy who they didn't want to make his movies to a guy where they said, well, not only do we want to make these movies, we want to put one out every single year. After Force of One.
The next would be Eye for an Eye, right? Or Octagon.
Octagon would be next.
I love Octagon. Octagon's great.
Got to get some ninjas in the world, and we need Lee Van Cleef.
Lee Van Cleef was he's got a little small part in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the bad guy from Silent Rage, which we'll get to later, which is my favorite, has a small appearance in this movie. He's one of the training guys.
I want to thank everybody who's joining us for our tribute to Chuck Norris, and in a little bit we will get to everybody's questions and comments, and everyone could partake on this very sad day. We're all going to remember.
He's the John Wayne of my era.
John Wayne is the perfect person to compare him to. I agree.
He's that legendary. Clint Eastwood will be the same, but
he's a generation before. Chuck Norris was our guy.
You related to him, and also he felt like, I never met him, which was a bummer. But I don't know. He felt more touchable than the rest of them. You know what I mean? Like, he was more like I don't know. He seemed more like a people's people.
Well, I think he made like those canon movies, and so he was accessible. Where Stallone and Schwarzenegger were like big Hollywood guys. Maybe later today, I'm going to put on a tight pair of jeans and throw a few sidekicks in honor
I
of.
do it every day. I've got throwing stars, knives, swords. I practice a lot.
Mhm.
Uh,
Just
but
in case in case the ninja invasion should happen.
and I have a full ninja outfit too.
Well, that it's fitting. Let's not forget you. We're talking about creepy. That wasn't the only time. An Eye for an Eye, 1981. You want creepy? You got to have Christopher Lee. And
Yeah, I was just watching that one. That's a cool movie.
I'm excited to watch these all again. Now, look, when I was a kid, so I was probably around 10 when I was watching these in reruns. I didn't get everything that was going on. I certainly didn't understand An Eye for an Eye, but I liked the karate scenes, and we liked Chuck. Chuck was our friend. It felt like we were related to him, no matter what part he played. So now, as an adult, going back and watching these, look, I know some of them are going to be silly. That's part of watching movies from the late 70s, early 80s. But I'm excited to watch it. I do remember this one having great karate scenes. Richard Roundtree, Shaft himself. You can't go wrong with Shaft in a movie. And Mako, who would later be in Conan, and he also fought Bruce Lee as Kato on the Green Hornet. He has other accomplishments. Those are the ones I choose to remember right now. Eye for an Eye, good movie. Definitely
Uh,
part. I feel like you can do two different Chuck marathons. I like these movies. The
yes.
the good
Yeah,
guys were
you could absolutely split them up the same way you could split up Clint Eastwood. You could go his cowboy stuff up to a certain level, and then you could switch it out for your Dirty Harrys, your
yep.
Magnum Force, all your good stuff like that too.
Silent Rage,
Oh,
1982.
and that is my favorite. This is the first movie that next to Creep Show, and
Mm-hmm.
more so than Creep Show, this movie terrified me. The bad guy in this was his name was John Kirby.
Yep.
This is basically a horror movie. This is like this he gets called to a house. This dude hacked this lady up with an axe, and he shoots the guy, and the guy goes to the morgue or whatever, and this doctor in the morgue decides to shoot him full of these super drugs, and he comes back to life. And
Mm-hmm.
at night, he leaves the hospital and he's out on revenge. And it's all in the dark. It's in a hospital. Kind of reminds me of Halloween 2 a little bit. I
Yeah,
believe
Halloween
he
2
really
vibe.
probably watched Halloween 2. I'm not sure which one came out first, but it is creepy, and I love it. I still watch it on a regular basis. You can see the killer there. I believe his real name is Brian Libby,
You got a good memory. This
and
is a
he is a creep in this movie. I mean, there's a scene where he's chasing this lady down, and he's just staring. It is top notch. Terrified me. Terrified me.
well, another
Before I
dark
knew-
another dark sci-fi kind of supernatural
It is
movie.
the darkest Chuck Norris movie. The other ones are, in comparison to that, they're
They're light.
yeah.
Stephen First, who played Flounder in Animal House, also makes an appearance.
He is great in it, and the cool thing about that, not only is it kind of it's a horror movie vibe, but Chuck Norris and that Stephen First guy, they have a very Andy Griffith, Barney Fife connection that you really like, and you get to like the characters instantly, and they're fun, and then when stuff goes wrong, you want revenge.
Yes, well said.
I
Next up,
still I still want revenge.
I do too. I'm not sure why, but I want it. Revenge will be ours. Force Vengeance, 1982. If you're paying attention, we're cranking these movies out every year. My father also loved a good action movie. There it is. And
Sorry, I missed the octagon earlier. I had it over here in the corner, but
I like that cover better than the one we
he
showed.
wore all black in that too, which I really liked.
The suit was cool. If you remember the fight scenes when he wore the black suit, it's
Yeah, he
definitely
wore
cool.
he wore all black. He didn't wear a mask though. If he did, he put it on for a second and took it off. But Force Vengeance is great, and these scenes right here in the background, these silhouetted kick slow motion shots,
Mhm.
are some really excellently filmed. I don't know who made this movie, but they should be proud of those Stanley Kubrick type. There's some excellent shots. That's how the movie starts off with like all the credits are going, and it's just him kicking people. in slow motion, and they're flying all over the place. It's amazing.
This was his biggest budget movie at the time. The budget was $5 million, and it was from a major studio, MGM. So this was he was getting more and more popular, and they started to realize he was marketable. You could
Yep.
crank these. You can crank these out every year.
Two girlfriends.
Well, yeah, you can.
He's a
Chuck Norris.
pimpster. He's two girlfriends. Um, Excellent movie.
Next up, you're watching it right now. Lone Wolf McQuade, 1983. This is where I started to really remember these movies, and a little bit of the transition with the Chuck Norris movies. This one to me is the beginning of being a little different than the other typical karate movies. Notice the beard. So he's starting to go the war veteran route. Of course, David Carradine, star of Kung Fu, Chuck Norris fighting David Carradine. You cannot go wrong. This was definitely, I had a cousin who was older than me, lived in the same building. And so he was into Chuck Norris and these movies, the war ones. And he would get me into it. And can't go wrong with Lone Wolf.
So Lone Wolf McQuade would be first, and then he went into did Missing in Action. That'd be the next one. Right. That's in the order.
Yes. Lone Wolf McQuade, we said, starred David Carradine. Also starred a very sexy Barbara Carrera, who was
this movie is next to Silent Rage. It's my favorite, and I also think that Lone Wolf McQuade may be the best made Chuck Norris movie. It's filmed killer. There's some good actors in it. I don't know all their names. His police chief, the one that tells him, you want to hand in your badge. That dude's a famous actor. I can't think of his name. He's in some old horror movies.
Well, some of the legends. L.Q. Jones is in this movie. He's the ranger.
That guy.
Yeah,
and his daughter is the girl from Friday the 13th 3, the main girl.
Gotcha. L.Q. Jones was in The Wild Bunch. I remember that.
Yes.
Definitely a legend.
Such
Leon
a good movie.
Kennedy also.
This is what I thought. When I thought Walker, Texas Ranger, when I heard that, I went, hell yes. Texas Ranger. Chuck Norris is going to murder everybody on prime time. Boy, was I wrong. But Lone Wolf McQuade, there's nothing better. He is a beer drinking, gun toting, all American Texas lawman. And I dare you to say it to his face.
Couple of cameos in this movie. Kane Hodder portrays the goon. We were talking a lot about goons on the last show. Kane Hodder is the goon in this movie.
He's the goon in this? I did not know that.
He's the goon. And another cameo as the punk, Aaron Norris, and
his brother.
And if you remember, there became a trend of having famous brothers. Michael Douglas' brother, and
he kind of failed along with Swayze's brother.
Frank Stallone as well.
Well, Frank Stallone will never be a failure.
Well, he has what is the Staying Alive franchise? Hold on one second. All right, so. Anyway, that's interesting little cameos with that. I would have thought Lone Wolf McQuade was a canon movie, but I guess it's not. I guess the canon movies start after. Yes, Lone Wolf McQuade was distributed by Orion Pictures. Don't look for it now.
And the soundtrack is done by a guy, I can't pronounce his name, but I was listening to it today. Because the soundtrack for this movie is great. It's a Spanish dude, a lot of whistling. The theme song for this, if you remember, William McQuade has the.
Is it? It sounds like an Ennio Morricone song, but he's Italian.
It's hard to whistle like that, but I did it for Chuck. But the soundtrack is by a famous dude. I believe I was clicking through his bio, and I think he may have did A Fistful of Dollars.
Well, that's what I was saying. And Morricone, Ennio Morricone, he's Italian. If that's him, it makes sense.
Sorry, I don't speak Spanish.
Well, he is the king of whistling music movies.
Well, that's how I learned how to whistle. Did you hear that whistle? I've been whistling that since this movie came out. My dad was a good whistler too, but
Mhm.
so this is my favorite song to whistle. So sometimes you'll hear me in the shower in the distance in a foreign country just going.
I'm checking now to make sure. You're pretty good at that.
It takes a long time to do that whistle. You got to have some vibrato.
You did it so well that we might get flagged. You know what I mean? They might think it was the actual. Uh,
Well, put the flag half mast because the man is passed.
yeah, and Ennio Morricone did do the soundtrack to Lone Wolf McQuade. He also does the theme song to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which the Ramones opened all their shows with. I opened my band's shows with it as well. And they have a song called, by the way, this is all off the top of my head. It's amazing I can remember anything. They also do Ecstasy of the Gold, which is the theme that Metallica opens with. And he passed away in 2020, but he is the king of the whistling.
It's killer. When I heard that today, I was like, man, this might be a cool way to come out on stage somehow.
That's a good one. You would use the one that they haven't used. That'd be the smart
Duke
one.
of Spook. I could walk out in my cowboy hat, a cape, throw that shit down while it's whistling. I'm backlit and hearing some. People are like, holy shit.
Some serious shit's about to go down. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, now it's time to change. We had our kind of 70s, early 80s karate movies in black. Now it's time to get some serious war business going.
Fuck yeah.
And there it is. Missing in Action, excuse me.
Now, here's a crazy thing with this whole series. Because Missing in Action, and then there's Missing in Action 2, the beginning. They actually filmed them, and they released them backwards. It's really stupid. But Missing in Action 2, the beginning, is an excellent movie, and I think this one's pretty good. But it introduced the world to John Braddock. Was Chuck Norris's character in this?
The guns got big. The beard.
Yeah, he comes up out of the. One of the best scenes is they think he's dead. He's in the water. He comes up out of the water with the machine gun. It's one of the greatest.
It's in the trailer. The best stuff is in there.
I better send this. I better send this book. This is a
that
program
scene is incredible
from Japan for this.
I love it.
Let's see what we got in here. See if we look at that picture. Times of war, boys and girls.
Yeah, war ain't
war
easy.
Ain't
1984.
Look how serious he is, man. That's what I tried to look like for my yearbook photo, but I could never pull it off.
I couldn't either. 1984 was a good year for music, good year for movies. It's a big year.
And who's the guy that's in this movie? That's in I can't think of his name, but he's in everything. He's in The Jerk. He's trying to kill the jerk. He's shooting at the. He hates these cans. The guy that's trying to kill him.
Emmett Walsh as Jack Tucker.
Yeah, he's in this. He's his war buddy.
James Hong is in this movie, and James Hong is still alive at the age of 97. He laughs at Chuck Norris.
Look, I can't even read any of this stuff.
Now, did you know, allegedly, this movie features a stuntman as a soldier extra, uncredited appearance by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, is that him there? Because there's a stunt happening in that picture.
That doesn't look like Van Damme, but you never know.
You never know.
But he's
you never know with all this technology.
I don't think I've ever heard that story. By the way, we know that everyone is watching, and we're thankful for you and your comments.
Van Damme also was a Predator. He was in the Predator costume. A lot of people don't know that either.
I didn't know. I do know.
You didn't know that?
I don't think I knew it.
Yeah, Van Damme is in the Predator costume in the OG one with Schwarzenegger. There's photos of him with the head off, like taking a break with a coffee cup, looking all Van Damme-ish.
I went to high school with his sister-in-law, and she was a nice young lady. She's in one of my videos. I saw her on the road somewhere, but she lived not too far from me, and Van Damme would stop by. But this was like No Retreat, No Surrender, and then Bloodsport was the first big one. But he was the muscles from Brussels trying to make it. But it's interesting because him being in this movie is a lot like Jackie Chan being in Enter the Dragon in a small stunt part. A lot of people made their debuts through other people's movie. This is huge. Missing in Action, I'm sure everybody has seen it. And then, of course, as you said, Missing in Action 2, the beginning would come out the next
so
year.
basically, I don't know why they explain it in the Canon Films documentary thing on it exactly, but part 2 is him in Vietnam. He's an actual prisoner of war. And Missing in Action, the picture you're showing right here, is him in the current day, like whenever the movie came out, 86, 87, and he's kind of going back looking for missing it. Or that was the big POW craze. And
Yes.
there could be people out. Rambo went and rescued a bunch of people. So it was there's hope for soldiers out there, because it was only 10 years after the war, so but yeah, but in my opinion, if you're going to do it, you need to watch them all. But Missing Action, the beginning, is great. I think it's better than Rambo First Blood Part 2. I'm going to put it out there. I'm just going to say it. I think it's more action. I think Chuck Norris is a badass, and he unalives a lot of people.
Those are
deservingly.
Heavy yeah. Okay, so now in my personal life, this begins my seeing Chuck Norris movies in the theater. I pretty much had a nice streak after this. The first one I saw in the theater was 1985's Code of Silence. My mother, I think, and I went to see it.
I got the vinyl in there. I didn't grab it, but I have the vinyl for it. That was a cool movie and a dark movie, and might even say a mafia Chuck Norris movie.
Yes, this was supposed to be a Dirty Harry movie. It was supposed to be the fourth Dirty Harry movie. It ended up being a Chuck Norris movie.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, Henry Silva in this one. He's also a bad guy in Seagal movies. He's also in the Rat Pack. He's in Ocean's 11. A really legendary face.
He's
Henry
Killer
Silva.
Kane in Buck Rogers.
Yes, how could I forget? Even more important.
Yeah. He's also the host of Bullshit or Not on Amazon Women on the Moon.
Amazing, yes. The things that we remember between us are
again, don't know any of my relatives, but know all these people. Yeah, there's that movie is really cool. There's some cool things to bring up about Code of Silence. That guy, especially, he says a line to Chuck Norris. He goes, whatever his name is in the movie. He says, "Hey," he goes, "I got a gift for you. I want to give you a Colombian necktie." And all of his friends laugh about him. And Chuck Norris says, "Why don't you give it to me right now?" Oh, he's such a badass. They're in a hospital. He's gonna just might as well don't even leave. Just put them all out there. But at the end of that movie, Chuck Norris, spoiler alert, has that robot. It's like Short Circuit.
It gets science fiction in this one too. Yeah,
he has. Well, it's a military robot. It looks kind of like Short Circuit, but he uses it to break into this warehouse and blow shit up. And the cool thing about it is my brother found in the back of a karate magazine where to order that thing, and we almost saved up enough money one summer to order it. but we didn't.
Okay, hold on. Let's say hello to some people. Melissa Scary, thank you for becoming a channel member. That's much appreciated. Matt, thank you for being a channel member for 14 months. Thank you for joining us for our salute to Chuck Norris. We're going to take questions and comments from everybody. Matt, I also appreciate the super stickers so that we're able to bring you fine entertainment like this, 2 super stickers even. And why not make it 3? Thank you so much. And we're going to answer some more. But first, we got to talk a little bit more. So this is the first one I saw in the theater. I liked it. Look, this is a little bit of an older Chuck Norris. If you grew up watching Good Guys Wear Black and things, we're progressing. This is 1985. He's still cranking movies out. Chuck Norris is in your box office and on your TV annually. He doesn't miss
Remember,
a
there's
year.
also a corrupt cop in that too. That's the guy on Home Alone that has the movie with the machine gun. Get out of here, that guy.
Wow, really? I would have forgot that.
He ends up shooting some kid and he plants a gun on him. That's
Naturally.
a weird, dark movie. It's not happy.
The same year, 1985, I say maybe the most famous uh, poster for Chuck Norris. My cousin had a standee, a movie theater standee of this image. I will never forget it.
With the
You don't
gun.
need one gun when you have two. There it is.
Oh,
Invasion USA.
hell
Yep.
yeah.
Look at that artwork. This is Canon at its finest. And two Uzis. It doesn't get better than this.
Those are mini Uzis.
Right, mini Uzis.
They
Excuse
were
me.
because they're not the standard size Uzis. And he's in a full Canadian tuxedo, all denim. Matt Hunter was his name in the movie. And the bad guy in this is excellent. Richard Lynch is a
Oh,
freak.
legendary bad guy. Yeah.
What a freak.
Yeah.
I want to share one of my favorite toys.
Mm-hmm.
I have an Invasion
Hold
USA toy
Hold
that they
on.
made, which is amazing that they make these wonderful things. I don't think I showed this the other day.
No, that's cool.
A fan brought me this on tour. I don't know who brought it, but again, whoever did, thank you because I love it. And I'm such an idiot that I had this thing for about a year, and I didn't even realize that it opened up. It was
Wow, look at that. Now, that's a cool toy.
very cool toy. So it's a Matt Hunter deluxe edition. That's what he looks like in the whole shebang there, and that's
Display
another
that
one
with
of my.
pride.
And I saw this. I remember seeing this in the theater. It came out on a Friday, and I remember going to school, and Good Morning America would review movies on Friday, and I would always wait. I was about to be late for school. Like, let me just see what the movie's coming on. Let me see what movie. There's a Chuck Norris movie. And Leonard Maltin said that this movie was horrible. Do not go see it. It is the worst Christmas movie ever because they destroy an entire shopping mall and kill everybody. Um,
Happens.
and I remember all day at school going, man, fuck that guy. And my dad took me to the theater the following day, and I loved it. And we both left, and my dad went, the hell with that guy. What is he talking about?
Mhm. I have here the Chuck Norris Collector's Edition Funko Pop, which I have not opened. This is based on Invasion USA.
Oh, wow.
And so let's open it.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's been sitting here for a while. Now it comes with a t-shirt. And the t-shirt is probably the same thing as the Funko Pop, but we'll keep that intact. And then here it is, the collectible Chuck Norris Funko Pop and Invasion USA style. Oh, this was a Target exclusive. Imagine you thought you could go to Target and collect Chuck Norris
That's crazy.
Funko Pops. The back has that famous picture that we've talked about. I mean, that is something that stay with me forever. I needed two mini Uzi toys when I was a kid. I think I
had two. I had it hooked up on a little belt system that my dad rigged up, and I had two little matching Uzis. I had the water gun Uzis that would
water gun. That's what I think I had too. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones. Actually, I've got one of those in the next room. I'd show you, but
I feel like I've seen it before. Or something.
Yeah, I've displayed them a couple of times.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Code of Silence I saw in the theater. Invasion USA I saw in the theater.
I didn't see Code of Silence, but I remember seeing it on HBO. But Invasion USA was my first Chuck Norris movie in the theater.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a rite of passage seeing a Chuck Norris movie in the theater. At this time, Rambo, Commando, Terminator, all of these movies are out. The action heroes couldn't be bigger.
It was a big time. It was a big war had came back. Like Platoon had kind of relaunched a whole revival of people liking war movies, and like I said, it wasn't what 10 years after Vietnam or whatever. Um, so yeah, it was a big time for war sold. That's why GI Joe was so popular.
Next up, we talked about it the other day. A favorite, the Delta Force, 1986, Major Scott McCoy. I was fascinated when you made the point that the leader of the terrorist organization was Robert Forster. And after you said it, I go, of course it is. Like now I think about it, I go, yeah, that's him.
I posted
Star
on my Instagram a video of him just getting repeatedly beaten. It's insane that they made him how ironic. He's fighting Iran, or
star of
sorry, Iran.
star of Alligator, and then later the star of Jackie Brown, Robert Forster, great guy. But he is a terrorist in this movie. The Delta Force was based on the TWA hostage situation.
Yeah,
This it's strange to watch a movie that is a true story, except for the ending. You think that Quentin Tarantino might have been inspired by this. Take a real life event, the great Lee Marvin, Dirty
the
Dozen.
last movie with Lee Marvin.
Yeah, he was good. But you take a real life event and then put a happy ending on it. We wish that this situation would have ended like this. But yes, the great Lee Marvin. This is a canon movie, obviously. Menachem
He's
Golan.
he's such a badass too.
We
Them two
talk
together was a cool combination. I remember my
great
dad
team.
loved Lee Marvin. That was like his Chuck Norris. And when we went to go see that, I remember, you looking over at your dad going, "Hey, see if he's into it," and he liked the pairing. So it was a good night out at the movies.
It's good. It's both generations too. Lee Marvin, my father's generation.
Mhm.
Martin Balsam, a great actor. I confused him with Ernest Borgnine the other day, but Martin Balsam was also on Archie Bunker's Place. Joey Bishop, who was in the Rat Pack. Robert Vaughn as the major chief, whatever his character was, the man from Uncle. Steve James, who was in so many of these great Chuck Norris movies, a black karate actor, passed away at a young age. Robert Forster, we mentioned. Shelley Winters, Poseidon Adventure. George Kennedy, A Police Story. And so many others, Lainie Kazan. What a cast. But a very sad movie. Very sad movie dealing with terrorism. I thought the flight from New York City to see my grandparents in Florida was going to be hijacked every time. I only hoped that.
Oh yeah, it made you scared to get on a plane. I've never been on a plane before, and then my first time I ever get on an airplane, first thing I'm thinking about is Delta Force and Commando, and how I'm going to sneak out the back and somehow jump off the the landing gear.
your first your first flight was to meet Joey Jordison,
I
and
know. I
yeah,
was
we
trying to
changed
think
your
how I
life.
could get out of it.
What's amazing is, you're a kid from North Carolina. You grew up watching these movies, and you take your first flight, and now you've been all over the world, millions and millions. I mean, you've been around the globe, up and down every day. It's
Yeah,
funny. Do you still think about the Delta Force? I do occasionally.
I do. I think about it all the time.
Mhm.
But when I did first start flying, all these movies just came to my brain, and I would be sitting beside of people, and they're like, "First time flying?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You're nervous?" I'm like, "I've watched a lot of it, a lot of movies. I watched a lot of movies. Like, I almost turned into Ted Stryker and had some lady hang herself beside me."
Yes, absolutely. These movies are in our brains. They're just we live through the movies. Everything we do in our life reminds us of something that could never possibly happen, but we saw it in a movie. The Delta Force theme is one of the greatest themes in the history of movies. I got it in my top 10 at least.
It's
Alan,
good. It makes you want to like lift weights, or
fight
not lift
terrorists.
weights, or fight terrorism, or maybe just eat, do something. Just makes
Makes
you
me
want to
want
be
to fight.
active.
Makes me want to fight old white guys pretending to be terrorists.
Yeah, it's good.
Um,
I think people should get a kazoo this weekend and learn how to play that song on the kazoo, because it would be an excellent song on the kazoo. See, and I'm
You
just, and
know,
I don't even have a kazoo, and I'm doing it. So
yeah,
think about it.
you're like a white Michael Winslow. I noticed it on the last episode when you.
Yeah,
It,
I'm. Guess I was born that way.
Mhm. So Alan Silvestri did the music for the Delta Force, and he did the theme to Back to the Future. And as you were kazooing, I realized the themes are very similar.
Mm-hmm. It's very, yeah, it's very similar. Very Iron Eagle. It's very Top Gun ish. A lot of that kind of stuff. Hearts on Fire, Rocky Four. A lot of that synth type action music was happening.
I hope nobody has anywhere to go because we're going to be here for a while with this. But
Also, I did want to mention as I was looking around the house for all my Chuck Norris stuff, I'm obsessed with GI Joe, and I saw an episode on the '87 line of GI Joe, and GI Joe had this figure. His name was Outback, and who do you think he was influenced by?
yeah,
They even said it like, yeah. So he was like my favorite figure because he looked like Chuck Norris. I don't know why he never joined G.I. Joe. They got Sergeant Slaughter and William the Refrigerator Perry, who I couldn't think of a more worse person to join
that was
G.I. Joe.
terrible.
I mean, they should. They might as well just got OJ. That'd have been way cooler.
He also knew how to use a knife. Robert
Yeah, he could
Forster.
have joined Cobra at the end.
Robert Forster was also in the Black Hole. I forgot about that. That's right.
Hmm.
And uh,
Breaking Bad. He's in the last season of that. He
yeah,
saves Walter White, gets him
Chuck
out of
says,
Albuquerque.
"Send in Chuck for Iran and Rambo for Russia. Game over." Yeah,
That's what I mean. Well, we're one man down, so now we got Rambo, and he's on a cane.
Marcus says we used to argue about a lot of shit with friends, politics, religion, music, you name it. One thing we never argued about was Chuck Norris being the toughest motherfucker alive. Um, uh,
That's the truth.
I'm not on social media. I believe it's a distraction from real life, so I'm not on it. But I can bet today everybody's talking about how the toughest man alive passed away because no one ever thought.
I was the first person of my group to notice it. I think because I didn't see it because I'm at the gym pretty early, so I was there like 7 my time, and I hadn't seen anybody post it. I saw his family post it, and I was like, "Fuck." And then by the time I was done at the gym, it was everywhere from, whoever were posting about it. So I'm not saying I'm special or anything. I just happened to be I just noticed it first. And that's why I thought it wasn't real. That's why I was hoping when I was done that it would be like, oh, it was a joke.
Yeah, no, I get it. And the strange thing is that the other day, I did say I think Chuck Norris is running out of time. He had been doing convention appearances and he had been slowing down. I'd seen
Right.
some video. I wanted to go. He pretty much only did conventions in Texas. When I met him, it was probably around the time we're getting to the first time. My father told me, "You want to go meet Chuck Norris?" And I said, "Oh my God, do I?" And he said he's going to be on the Regis and Kathy Lee show. And I know some lunatics who stand outside Regis and Kathy Lee, and you'll meet him. He'll come in. So he got there and he ignored everybody. And then he came out and ignored everybody. And I said, boy, Chuck Norris is a jerk. And from the rest of my life, I'm going to, where did my camera just go? Hold on. Give me a second. Am I back?
Uh-oh. Hi, everybody. Jason disappeared for a moment, so I guess I'll be taking over. Just to tell you how much I love Chuck Norris, even the keys to my home are Chuck Norris keys. So whenever I go, where's the fucking Chuck Norris keys? Oh, they're over there. Oh, they must be over there. He's a household name here. Um, and last week, or a couple days ago, we were talking about Chuck Norris, and I had this action figure, and I was making him run across the screen like this, and it was making me laugh. It's still pretty funny looking, so I'm gonna keep doing it until the man comes back. This is from the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos line. This is a special move that Chuck Norris does. So if he's in the middle and he's about ready to throw down, like, yo, you want to talk some shit? Yeah, well, let's go. And his actions and hands are so fast, he's already pummeled you into a pile of hamburger meat. But they did pretty good on his look, his hairline. Um, he's one of 3 Chuck Norris figures they made from this line. They made one that was in blue and white. He's my least favorite, and I have him somewhere. And then my favorite one is over here in a glass case. Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
Oh, you're gonna run right out of here.
we did a bit about this on the last show with the toys, and on his well, we'll get to the karate show. Let's not get to it yet. I'll finish the cartoon. So the story reaches in Kathy Lee. He wasn't very nice, and I said I knew Bruce Lee could kick his ass. I was like, there's no way. Bruce is my favorite. Screw Chuck Norris, and I went through a little vendetta against Chuck Norris because he wasn't that nice a guy. But so I kept my pursuit to meet Chuck Norris, and I found out that he stayed at a hotel in New York called the Parker Meridian. Iron Maiden stayed there as well, a bunch of other famous people. And I decided I'm going to wait outside that hotel with a picture of Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, and I'm going to meet him. And he walked by me 3 or 4 times and ignored me every time. I know we're supposed to say nice things about Chuck Norris, but boy, he was a prick that day, those days. And then finally, I said, I'm not giving up. I'm going to meet Chuck Norris. And finally, he did one of these talk shows, and I hightailed it back to the Parker Meridian, and I can say I met the legend Chuck Norris. There he is right there, and that's a good-looking Chuck right there. Mm-hmm. That's a pre-Texas Ranger Chuck.
That's the kind of haircut my mom wanted me to have. She's like, "Oh, that's a good haircut, Joe. You need that haircut." I had that haircut in like 7th grade.
Really? That looks like your acting.
It pretty much looked just like I had a little mullet. It was pretty much like that. It looked horrible. I didn't have a beard though.
No beard. Yeah. I still can't grow a Chuck Norris beard.
I can. I just haven't yet. I'm saving that up for my winter movie.
Uh-huh. All right. So there, and then I was finally able, he did some signings, and I was finally able to obtain not 1, but 2 pictures of him with Bruce Lee. And there it is. He signed it in red in that spot. And I'm honored that I have these in my colletion. I wish I had one of every.
That's a cool signature.
Chuck Norris, when he did sign, he had a nice signature. And so I wish I had one of every poster signed. You know, you got to start thinking when you go to these conventions that we're running out of time. Your favorites, if they're in their 80s, you know, look, 86 is a great run. If someone told me right now I could die at 86, I'd probably take it. Would you take it?
I'll take it.
Yeah. I'll take it. We're going to lock you in on that.
What else you got?
Okay.
A little more.
1986, it was time to make Chuck Norris fun and lovable and maybe even partially comedic. I saw this movie in the theater as well.
Firewalker.
Firewalker. Yeah.
I didn't get to sit in the theater. My dad said that he wasn't going to go see it. It looked like shit to him. So I had to wait till it came out on VHS, and it wasn't very good. I rented that, and I believe King Solomon's Mine.
Yes,
same day. It came out around the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when King Solomon came out, Richard Chamberlain or whatever it is. But
Hmm.
yeah, I remember seeing that movie in the theater as well. I think my uncle took me and my cousin to see it. They were trying to do their version of sort of a Romancing the Stone.
Indiana Jones type sort of deal. Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck Norris, Lou Gossett Jr., Melody Anderson of Flash Gordon, John Rhys
Oh,
Davies of
that's right. That's Dale from Flash Gordon.
And this is, I mean, this was their attempt at comedy.
You know
I'm going to
what?
watch it again.
It was kind of funny. If you when I at the time, I didn't want Chuck Norris to be funny. It was like seeing twins. Even though
Uh,
it's funny, I didn't want to see Schwarzenegger be funny. I was still ready to watch him crush people.
Braddock 3, Missing in Action, comes out
Hmm.
in 1988. Chuck Norris is also a co-writer on this. This is another canon
Yeah,
movie. I don't
I gotta
remember it.
say I was a little disappointed in it. I even going back and watching it, I feel like it could have been cut, some bad editing or something. I feel like they just lost the story, and I feel the same way with Rambo 3. It's not great compared to First Blood or the second one. So it's just you try to milk a franchise out of something that should have just maybe been one in the first place, but.
Keith David appears in this movie, who is a client of Sean Clark. Trying to get to some of your questions and comments at the end of this conversation.
I'm
We'll
glad to
open
see
it up.
people tuned in to celebrate the life of Chuck Norris with
Yes,
us.
this is a midday show. We've
Mhm.
never done this before, so a lot of
Mhm.
people are at work or at school. You and I don't do those things.
Yeah, I don't
But
like work and I don't like school, so I'm
no,
here.
but so we're here to remember an icon, Chuck Norris, dead at 86. Okay,
Chuck
so
Norris, I found out today,
mhm.
uh, when he when he went into boot camp when he was younger, his real name is Carlos, and someone in his boot camp or whatever said, Carlos in English is Charles. He goes, so I'm going to call you Chuck. And he said that stuck with him ever since then. Just some dude in the barracks called him Chuck.
Yeah,
So there you go. There's where the name came from.
yeah, that's a good piece of trivia. 1988. This might have been the movie he was promoting when I saw him. My mother and I went to the Dale Theater in the Bronx. We saw Hero and the Terror. Uh, I feel like this. I don't. I feel like this was another one where they try to get a little futuristic or.
It's dark, and I wanted to like this movie, but this is when I really just. I mean, it's a canon film. You see the symbol there, or at least they did put it out. It's not. It's not great. Um,
It's not right.
it's not. I wanted it to be better. I don't want to. I can't talk. I mean, look, we all got good stuff, bad stuff in the catalog. He did a lot of stuff, and not everything is his fault for being bad.
Steve
Uh,
James got co-billing on the cover of that.
so yeah, that's the
Jack,
guy that was in Dragnet that gets Emil Muzz was his name in Dragnet, right?
which one?
The bad guy in this?
Uh, Let me
Is it the
see.
bad? What's the bad? I can't
Is the
focus.
bad guy Simon Moon?
Let me see.
Because Simon Moon was played by Jack O'Halloran. Jack O'Halloran is Neil before Zod. He's one of the three.
Yes, yes, that guy.
Yeah. Okay. So he.
He's Emil Muzz on Dragnet.
I
He's the
totally
guy
forgot.
that they're interrogating, and he says it's a great. I don't want to get off subject, but he's in that. Yes.
Ron O'Neill, Superfly, is also in it, and some other interesting cameos. But those are the main names. Okay, so I remember seeing that in the theater. Next was Delta Force 2, The Colombian Connection.
Uh,
I think I didn't see it in the theater. I don't even know if it played in theaters. I think it went right to video,
it
and
did. It
it was
did.
terrible, right?
Yeah.
How did they ruin it?
Here's a 3-pack, by the way, of Breaker Breaker, Hero and the Terra, along with McQuade.
Love it.
Uh, and there's a
Um, Delta Force 2 was directed by Aaron Norris. We could blame him, maybe.
yeah, I blame him.
It was no good. It's not even worth talking about.
No.
We're trying to pay respect to Chuck. Next up was a movie in 1991 called The Hitman.
Hitman, another one that kind of fell short, just like Hero and the Terror for me. I wasn't into it. He's wearing a
Directed
trench
by
coat. He looks cool. He looks like it would be cool, but he just wasn't. You know what? I think I just got spoiled after his character and along with McQuade and the badassness in Invasion USA. He just never topped that, and I always wanted him to be a badass, and he was, but it wasn't badass enough for me. I think that was my only complaint.
The Hitman.
I was getting older. It just didn't appeal to me as much then. I wanted a little more.
A Hitman was directed by Aaron Norris. So that probably
There you
says it
go.
all.
There you go.
I was
Thanks, Aaron.
I think I saw the next movie twice. I remember once I saw it in New York, and then once I saw it visiting in Ohio at a drive-in. I very rarely
Is this the Top Dog or Sidekicks?
Sidekicks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sidekicks was fun. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I think I told you. I don't remember. I believe it was Side. What year was this?
1992. I graduated high school.
What year? Okay, and what year did Top Dog come out?
Top Dog
96, 95?
95.
Okay, that was the one that I saw at a drive-through.
How funny.
And had and I had Condoleezza's is that what it's called? Sexual relations. What's it called?
Oh, Condolingus.
Condoleezza Rice
is something.
I was trying to be subliminal so you wouldn't get flagged.
I think you could say that. It's medical.
Oh, okay.
No one's watching anyways.
All right.
People getting ready. See, everyone's getting ready for their marathon of Chuck, which I'm excited. The Total Home Gym. His dad bought 2 of them because he was obsessed. I got to get one.
My friend has a total gym because of Chuck Norris.
I'm going to start tonight. After I put on my tight jeans. Sidekicks. I thought it was fun. This was meant to be sort of a breakthrough for Chuck, like a family movie. Didn't really work.
Wasn't it based off the TV show with Gil Gerard and that other?
I think it's the other way around. I think the TV show was based off the movie. I think.
Well, the TV show came first.
It did?
Yeah, because it was right after Buck Rogers. TV show is like 84. This Sidekicks was like 92. Yeah, I thought that's what I heard. I heard it was something the same.
Let's see if we can't get.
Let's get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, because I thought that they made the Gil Gerard show. Isn't the Gil Gerard show, by the way, with one of Kazuji's kids?
I don't know what his name is.
Hold on, we're gonna get to the bottom of.
I only know Easy O.
Not Loudness. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. The Sidekicks TV show that you've asked about. That was made in It was the spin-off of the Walt Disney 1986 movie, The Last Electric Night. And you were correct. Gil Gerard as Sergeant Jake Rizzo and it was Ernie Reyes Jr. I knew it was someone's kid. So, yeah, I guess the movie was based off it. Also featured Key Luke. Key Luke will sell you a Mogwai. And Key Luke.
Mogwai not for sale.
True. And Key Luke will also be the voice of Mr. Han in Enter the Dragon. A lot of parallels here. Okay.
See, we're bringing in the knowledge here. This is like Jeopardy type stuff that people could just soak in, and one day they may need this.
I love people are taking it in, soaking it up. There's a lot to talk about. Okay, so Sidekick the movie, I guess, was based off that TV show. It was comical.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. I don't like movies where people on the front are smiling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
This was
at all.
trying to be the Karate Kid also. That's the idea.
Yeah, and I
Jonathan,
wasn't a big fan of the guy. I told you already. Every time that those skeleton dudes beat up LaRusso,
mhm,
I was cheering for it.
mhm.
I'm
Jonathan
still cheering for it.
Jonathan Brandeis was the young man in this movie. Unfortunately, he hanged himself in Hollywood. So he had I guess his showbiz wasn't for him. Bo Bridges in the movie. Mako as Mr. Lee. Mako is back. A lot of these great movies. Joe Piscopo in a comedic part that wasn't very funny. Richard Mall of Night Court. Eric Norris as the biker punk. And one thing about this movie is Chuck Norris wasn't really in it that much. It was a little bit of a bait and switch.
Yep, they just used him on the cover for just a little bit.
He really only makes a cameo. It's a fun cameo, but a cameo none. Now, this should have made Chuck Norris go bigger, but the next thing he did was called Chuck Norris Private Lesson, direct to video. After that was Hellbound, 1994. I don't remember this one. I might have been on a break.
I barely remember the cover of it.
Directed by Aaron Norris. Now, these are no
And
longer.
Aaron Norris just started directing him straight into Walker. I mean, that's what saved him. He was literally just doing what Seagal's and Nicolas Cage is doing, just doing movies to pay bills.
This movie was shot entirely in Israel. Imagine that. Next up, 1995, Top Dog. I don't even think I watched this, directed by Aaron Norris.
Terrible, but as I said, I got all the bases during this movie.
Description. Meanwhile, neo-Nazis are trying to smuggle weapons across the border from Mexico. It's implied that they murdered Mexican arms dealers. They are stopped by the anyway. Him and a dog are gonna fight terrorists, white nationalists, according to this.
I don't think I even seen this movie at all. I know it can't. I heard it.
Buddy cop action comedy film. I never saw this. This is where
Condoleezza Rice.
This is where his career pretty much ends for me.
Yeah,
he was in Expendables 2. I didn't see that.
I did Expendables.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of those. It's just a bunch of, it's not for me.
Now, I know a lot of people watching, their Chuck Norris is Walker, Texas Ranger, and that's okay.
Not me.
Everyone can, not me either, but everyone can have their own Chuck Norris, and some remember him for Walker, Texas Ranger. It should have been right. It should have been Lone Wolf McQuade on TV. It wasn't.
It wasn't. But you know what? It made Chuck famous again, and I was happy for him in that sense. Just being a fan of him, and then when all the memes and all that shit came out, that was like next level.
Here's a good question from Tricky's. God damn it. Read that, Wednesday.
Tricky's visual.
Tricky
size visual. If you had to choose, what movie would you have liked to have been in with Chuck Norris?
Good question.
Silent Rage. That was my favorite one because it's like a horror movie. So I would like to be maybe be one of the victims of the bad guy, John Kirby. That would be my.
That's a good one. I mean, I probably would have to say Return of the Dragon so I could be in a movie with Bruce Lee, but maybe Invasion USA or the Delta Force. Maybe I could play a Jew, half a Jew. Yeah. Okay. So good question though, Tricksties. And let's see here. I mean, I wouldn't mind being in Sidekicks when I was a young person. It's not a great movie, but maybe that's a part of. I would have kicked the shit out of Jonathan Brandeis in my tight jeans.
I bet if I was younger when that movie came out, I would have liked it. But I was, I was driving cars, fast women was on my mind. I wasn't into hanging out in a gym kicking stuff.
Well, that Condoleezza in the back seat, it's things get wild.
All that Condoleezza Rice.
for those who are just joining us, Chuck Norris, dead at 86. We're remembering him today. He just made it to his 86th birthday. Chuck Norris was born on March 10th, 1940, passed away on March 19th, 2026. From all
first day of spring today.
Yeah, it's not going to feel the same without Carlos Ray Norris. Again, Hawaii takes Chuck Norris from us at the age of...
We lose Motorhead and Chuck Norris this week. I can't think of a worse week.
Sadly, Chuck Norris's first wife, who we had children with, her name was Diane Holchek. She had just passed away a few months ago. And so, he was remarried, and his wife, he married a younger woman who's in his, his exercise videos and health commercials. He has 5 children, including Mike, Eric, and Aaron, who we've talked about. He served in the United States Air Force from 1958 to 1962. Hopefully they'll fly the flags at half-mast today for a American hero.
There should be a kickoff or something.
Yes, he wasn't going to do a Return of the Dragon. Steve McQueen talked him into it. Steve McQueen was a student of Bruce Lee and talked him into doing that part that began his career. He held black belts in karate, taekwondo, tang soo do, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and judo. He created his own discipline of martial arts called Chun Kuk Do. I don't know about that title. Maybe he could have worked on it a little better. But
I'm a master at that.
Delta Force is me too. His best movie. Pretty sure he would have easily kicked Bruce Lee's ass. I don't agree. When Chuck Norris started, he would say things, because they'd ask him, "Who do you think would win in a fight?" And he would say, "Well, Bruce Lee's an actor," which is a bunch of bullshit. Bruce Lee was the greatest martial arts of all time. I think Bruce Lee acted, but he was a martial arts first. I think Bruce Lee would have won without a doubt. I'm sorry to say that on Chuck Norris's day. But now, if Chuck Norris had 2 Uzis, I'm going to give it to Chuck Norris.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Howard Stern, I remember Chuck Norris he was a good friend of Howard Stern, really close friend of Howard Stern, which I think he'll probably do something cool for him, hopefully.
I think so.
He had Chuck Norris on one morning, and I remember this was back when I worked my magazine delivery job, and I was laughing so hard I almost crashed my truck because Howard, how he is. He was like, "Chuck, you're the strongest man in the world. You could do anything. Could you beat a bear?" And he just started laughing at Howard. He's like, "No." He goes, "There's no way I could beat a bear." He goes, "No, seriously." He goes, "If you trained and we put you guys in a ring and it was just like, could you?" And then he's like, "I'm telling you, Chuck Norris, pay-per-view, Chuck Norris versus a bear." There's a whole segment of it, and I was laughing so hard. Just
sounds great.
That.
People ask me what you meant about Motorhead. Phil Campbell has passed away. The original Motorhead is no more. I stood next to him at a Sporty Spice concert at the Roxy.
I just played the Wacken Festival with him.
I saw his name on it. Yeah,
he played it, and my good friend was the singer of his band. He was my guitar tech. That's why he's not my guitar tech anymore, because he got that gig.
Well, he's available again.
You know what? That's who Skid Row should look at. That dude can sing his ass off.
Now that Chuck Norris has passed away, this will encourage other countries to try to invade the United States. I'm scared of that. I'm scared that countries see an opening now.
That's terrible. This is exactly what I'm worried about.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going through some of the questions and comments, and I want to thank people who have joined us for this very patriotic tribute to Chuck Norris. We salute Chuck Norris on this day. Steven says, "A truly sad day at the end of an era, as Chuck Norris was an important person to the martial arts, action films, and kids need a strong hero to look up during tough times. such
And
as
they had the
myself.
cartoon too, which we talked about the other day, but not today. We got the
Well, we're going to need to talk
karate,
about it.
karate commandos.
I watched a little video of us talking about it. Chuck Norris is sporting an ascot on the cover of that. He looks like Mr. Furley a little bit. You said he looks like he's training with Richard Simmons. The show is called Karate Commandos with a K. I made the point that originally it was going to be called the Killer Karate Commandos, but they thought that maybe in the South that might not be appropriate. But 5 episodes of this cartoon. It was based off of the Mr. T cartoon, essentially. That's what it's a ripoff. And
Yeah,
you made
pretty
the
much
point,
exactly the same thing.
yeah, you made the point that you would see Chuck live in the gym, and he would give you a message. Give me an example of what Chuck might say.
He would just be sort of like, he'd be all sweaty, like punching something, but like, oh, today's episode, Martin's on the playground and the kids are trying to get him to smoke a cigarette. That's not always the right way to go. Let's find out what Martin did. And then it'll go to it. And then it'll come back on a commercial break and goes, oh, looks like Martin's being peer pressured into it. And then the third one, and it's like, now Martin needs a submachine gun. Just kidding. It didn't never get that violent. But it's just, he talks them through it. And,
Yeah, it was.
It's very nice. It's very. Just didn't like it. It's the same thing with like Pee-wee. I like Pee-wee's Playhouse. But compared to Pee-wee's Big Adventure, it's not as adult and dirty for me, So Chuck Norris's TV cartoon was a little clean, a little too clean.
I think, yeah, there it is. But you could pretend that that's Lone Wolf McQuade if you wanted. It doesn't have.
Well, the other figure that I have looks like Lone Wolf McQuade. I can't get to him because he's in glass. He's frozen in ice.
Carbonite.
Yes.
Anyway, Chuck Norris meant so much to us. They say as you get older, you'll start to lose your heroes. I remember my parents when John Lennon passed away. But certain people, you lose the people of your generation. Now, John Lennon was too young. We're fortunate that Chuck Norris made it to 86 years of age. But this is the beginning, Wednesday, of all those people that we watched in 80s movies starting to go.
I know.
I don't want to predict anymore, but Clint Eastwood, he's got to be getting
Clint Eastwood is almost 100. We've also got Lee Majors.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that in person. He's not. I don't mean to sound that. I just they're getting older. I saw Harrison Ford doing that, accepting his lifetime achievement, and like he's finally old. I hate to say that. I think Harrison Ford's amazing. There isn't really a bad movie that guy's done.
Definitely an icon of our time, and yeah, we're losing.
But to me, Chuck Norris is such a big part of my childhood. I'd say the closest thing to this making me feel like was when I heard Gene Wilder passed. That was another one of my childhood that just felt super close to me.
Gene Wilder, at least I knew, was sick. Chuck Norris just comes out of the blue. I know he's 86, but it doesn't sound like his death might have been age related. He might have done something stupid.
He flew, I guess, to Hawaii for his birthday, maybe. And I mean, it could be anything. Who knows? I mean,
he could have. I mean, based on what I know of the 80s and movies, he could have submerged in quicksand. It's possible.
I didn't think about that. Wouldn't that be the way to go?
Assassins, ninjas.
But I don't think that would stop him. In Lone Wolf McQuade, they literally beat him up, shoot him a couple times, bury him in his truck. And through the powers of alcohol, he's able to drink a beer, drive out of that hole, and then shoot everybody. And then train, and then go back and then murder the rest of the people that he didn't get after he drove out of the grave.
I wish we could.
This guy just works on a different level than us, so we just got to know that.
That's true. I wish we could do a marathon with everybody. We could all watch Chuck Norris movies together. But this is what I'm going to do this weekend. It's Chuck Norris weekend in my house. I'm going to relive my youth. Some of these movies, it's going to be the last time I ever watch them. but I'm going to have this moment in Chuck Norris.
Get caught up on it, kids, because it's only a couple of years before Chuck Norris and everyone else is in AI world, and they're in a super movie together with Val Kilmer and whoever else signs up for it. It's happening, so you might as well learn it from the original before you see the remake super version coming out.
When Burt Reynolds passed, my ex was a few years younger than me, wasn't as big Burt. I said, it's time to get educated. I broke out Cannonball Run, Smokey and the Bandit, and Boogie Nights for the modern.
What a great movie.
Mm-hmm. He's but we're losing our favorites. But Bruce Willis, not good. Sadly, Bruce Willis doesn't know where he is. We're good, but I'm not a big fan of Bruce Willis though, so I won't feel as bad.
I like Bruce Willis. I just kind of got burnt out. I like the first Die Hard. I like Blind Date.
Blind Date, forgot about a good old Blind Date.
I'm okay with him. I like that movie. What's it called? Where he's chasing a serial killer with Harry Connick Jr.
I can't remember the name. I know what you're talking about.
Striking Distance. That was a pretty good movie. Sixth Sense.
Yeah, that was a big one.
He's done a couple of things.
Donnie Wahlberg in that one. By the way,
if I ever get a hawk, I want to name it Hudson.
Someone asked the title of Chuck Norris in the military. Of course, he was an airman first class. He only did things of first class.
Mm-hmm. So, and we talked about this the other day too. In the Canon Film library, there's a movie called American Ninja starring Michael Dudikoff, and Chuck Norris was originally supposed to play that. There's even a poster. If you Google it, you can find the poster of him. And apparently they had a dispute because they wanted him to wear a mask, and his contract says Chuck Norris does not cover his face. And that's why he was not the American Ninja. Yeah,
that's it's what happens. It might have been good for him, though, because those American Ninja movies were pretty successful. It's funny. So on the last show, I said I'm either going to do a Chuck Norris marathon or I'm going to do a ninja marathon. I started watching the ninja movies because they're easier. There's really only the three. I started with Revenge of the Ninja because I saw it in the theater when I was a kid. And there's always the idea of the ninja coming back. Oh, they try to get him out of the business, but at the end of the movie, he's going to put that mask on. And so there's something exciting about that. The three movies have nothing to do with each other, so that you can watch them in any order.
Actually, Revenge and Enter are sequels.
They're supposed to be, but he's a different character. He's actually not the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Ninja 3 has nothing to do with it.
That's completely different.
But there's still some other good ones. Pray for Death is another good ninja movie. Not as good as that one. There's also another movie I've been wanting to see recently with Scott Glenn called The Challenge.
Mm.
That's an early 80s sort of karate ninja movie. I believe a man gets cut completely in half.
That's quality entertainment.
I mean, right down the middle, just like a...
we did the cartoons, and I thought maybe we should do karate and martial arts movies sometime. When the pandemic was happening, I had the Karate Kid cast members, the real martial artists, talk about their favorite martial arts movies. And it was a good conversation. And I think there's a lot of movies that people have forgotten with the exploitation movies, especially when Bruce Lee died and you started having Exit the Dragon, Enter the Tiger, and Game of Death 2, and Bruce Lee and Bruce Lee and Dragon Lee. There's a lot of fun stuff that led into those movies. And of course, people mentioning Lee Van Cleef, but The Master was an epic ninja TV show. Ninjas were huge. Last night, Michelle, she puts headphones in when she doesn't want to hear me snore or she doesn't like what I'm going to watch. And last night I told her it's ninja night. and she couldn't have got those headphones in. And you never know when they're going to appear. Look at that. She got those headphones in fast. She did not want any Shokazuji in the bedroom.
This is a ninja from the Chuck Norris series that he fights. So
Nice.
he's like, hey ninja, want some of this?
That's going to be brutal.
Yeah, I mean it's full on. He does something too. What is he supposed to do? He's got a crazy arm. What's that supposed to do? Hold on. This does some sort of.
Chuck Norris would beat Steven Seagal. That no question.
What is that? What does this do? It's operating this arm somehow. I don't. Hold on. Oh, there we are. Okay, hold on.
Oh, that's a lethal
all right, here we go.
chop.
Chop.
The roundabout chop.
Hold on. Here we go. And he's going. Here we go. Holy smokes!
Why I oughta.
Oh, look at that!
Wow! Only ninjas
he can do the Iggy Pop.
Yeah, look at that. That's a ninja move.
That is a ninja move.
Sometimes when I watch things in the bedroom,
he can S his own D.
Sometimes when I watch things in the bedroom, like ninja movies, I want Michelle to look up and it maybe go, you know what? I'm a ninja fan. But there's a lot of weird shit happening. And I kept thinking, oh boy, I hope she doesn't look up now. Because there's a lot of scenes where they chop off women's tops and early 80s fake boobs fall out. And I didn't think she could appreciate all of it. And
you weren't watching that movie I sent you the clip of, Firecracker, because that's
I can't wait to watch it. I'm an expert
on
the
one that she might not want to see. That's the first erotic martial arts thriller.
I'm an expert on that movie now, by the way. I watched all the nude scenes as well. The actress who plays Firecracker has passed, but she married Orson Welles' cinematographer, and her and this guy ran like a museum dedicated to Orson Welles. That's what she did in later years. But this is a movie where in every scene, she throws a karate chop and her bra will fall off or things like that.
Or they cut it off, or she has to stomp somebody to the point that her bra falls off.
In one scene,
it all makes sense if you watch it. It sounds made up, but it's all realistic.
In one scene, she's having a fight, and they cut towards, and her bra falls off, and she takes the bra and she throws it off like Bruce Lee. And she does a Bruce Lee, and then out come these fake 80s
henchmen.
Yes,
and she takes care of them.
But that is my. Someone wants to send you a total gym. Hold on.
Where do I? Man, I don't have room for a total gym.
Mm-hmm. I answered this question already. Bruce Lee beats Chuck Norris every day and twice on Sunday. I like Chuck Norris, but I don't think American karate is as it's based on Japanese karate, but Chinese kung fu for me and Bruce Lee. So that's what I'm with. Yes. Anyway, you got to watch that movie. It's called Firecracker. Maybe that's a movie we should all watch. You know, you can do that where we all watch a movie together.
Oh man, I don't know if that's the one to watch.
You don't show the movie. What you have to do is you tell people where to watch it, and then everyone watches it amongst themselves. But maybe that's too risque.
The trailer's crazy. Can you play the trailer?
I don't know. There's no. I don't think there's nudity, but I'm not sure that trailer's copyrighted.
Actually, I think there is nudity because I was watching it and Jack goes, "Is that on YouTube?" So yeah, it says that her seduction is destruction.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it. I've just seen the trailer and it looks ridiculous. It looks like something like off Boogie Nights when they made the Dirk Diggler movies, and it looks made up like that. It's crazy.
Let's see. Some people not excited about Chuck Norris. Listen, I say when people pass away that I don't think of politics or opinions. I only think about the legacy that they left us as actors and entertainers and creators. That's the only Chuck Norris that I'm celebrating today. And life is life, and I'm sure Chuck Norris wanted the best for America, just like everybody else. And so that's what I leave at that. Let's see here. Tubi has Chuck on. Well, I am getting ready to have my
Oh
marathon.
yeah, Tubi's got a Chuck marathon going on.
That's good to know. Working out with us, and Chuck Norris is a hero. Oh yeah, well, why not?
He is a hero.
A hero to us.
Someone on here says that they don't like him, but you know what? What ifs?
Well, he's not for everybody, but I think
Not for
people.
everybody. He's got opinions. He's 86 years old.
Not anymore. He's not.
He has a different view on life than some people that may not agree with you. So that's just that's the beauty of
Do
America.
you
You
think
can have a
Hawaii
choice.
might have been getting even for Pearl Harbor, or maybe I'm saying that backwards, or I don't know.
All these are coming up now. Firewalker, all this stuff.
That's great.
Can watch all these movies. What was I looking up? I already forgot. Oh, you said Tubi has a
Tubi, yes. We're all remembering Chuck Norris today. You know, they're doing a convention soon. I can't say too much about it, but they're going to have a reunion of a movie that you and I like very much. I'll give you a hint. It has an automatic pilot in the movie, and so, but in that same movie is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I would love to see him do a convention because he also fought Bruce Lee in the movie Game of Death, and boy, I would love to meet him. I don't care about basketball, but to meet the guy from that movie Airplane and that he fought Bruce Lee would be.
I'd like to get him to autograph Roger Murdoch.
Yes, yeah, that'd be good.
And go, hey, you're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and they'll go, no, I'm not. I'm Roger Murdoch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a pilot.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar walking outside of a restaurant in Hollywood one day.
Really?
And my friend thought it was a joke. I went, holy shit, there's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he said, yeah, right. And then his head scraped the ceiling and he went, oh, it is him.
Yeah, I would say not the hardest spot. But yeah, I'd like to meet him. I did meet Peter Graves and I did meet George Kennedy at collector shows. But anyway, I'm okay with everybody's different thoughts. It's fine. You can talk amongst yourselves. No one wants to see someone die who brought us entertainment in his tight jeans. And I'm now on the fence if I should take his probiotic gut medicine. He says that the secret to living is this, like a gut probiotics. That's what he's saying. He says we need probiotics, and he'll sell them to us. But
I take a probiotic.
You take one now?
It's not the Chuck Norris one, I don't believe, but I take one, yes.
I take them from time to time, but now that
I take so many pills. I love pills. I'm a pills guy. It's all I do. I take pills all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I take one of those apple cider gummies.
Yeah.
I take a gummy for like a biotin for hair. I take my salad pills for all the green food I don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
I take a probiotic. Take a couple of Quaaludes. How you say them? Quaaludes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just pop them back. A couple of Fruit Loops. You know, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
The weekend.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I got a bunch of medicines I have to take now. I take a statin for my heart. I take that for cholesterol and other things. But I've lost 15 pounds, and now in honor of Chuck, I'm going to lose another 50. Maybe it's 20. Michelle keeps track of these things.
That's
She's like
awesome.
a drill sergeant. Thank you. Yeah, she's like a drill
Yeah.
sergeant.
I'm
But
5 months out for 50. I'm going to the gym every day. I'm watching what I eat. I've cut a lot of stuff out. Um, it's working out. It's working
yeah,
out for me.
it's a
I'm wearing yellow today. How about that? That's how crazy it is.
you're mixing it up.
Yeah.
Wednesday, I wanted somebody had a question for you. Before we go, we might as well
All right.
answer some questions. Where the hell did it go? He said something about Florida. Oh, here it is. Off topic. When is Wednesday having another Florida tour? Well, I don't think he's going to tour Florida, but any
You
plans to
know,
be in
I just
Florida?
saw a whole list of dates that we're going to be doing later this year, and Florida is not on it again. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I don't like Florida or anything. It's just the promoters and the venues there don't want to buy our show. And I'm not going to go there and play a coffee house. And that's the places that are offering us stuff. It's tiny places where I can't do my show, and I'm going to go there and get irritated. If I can't do my show, I'm not going to do it. So until we get a real venue that wants us to play, we're not going to play there. So you might have to travel up to North Carolina or South Carolina or Atlanta or something like that.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Sorry.
Yes, you can
Sorry.
send me. I have room for the Total Home Gym. Feel free to send it to me. We'll give you my PO box. Um, I'm ready to start. All right. Let's see here. Is there a show in Georgia?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have it booked yet. We're working on a tour
Yeah,
for
the
later
dates
this
are.
year.
It's
So
too soon. There'll be an announcement soon, but he'll be somewhere where you can see him. Wednesday, we had a lot of success with a 13% promotion. I don't think it's still running though.
it might be. I don't know. Try it. I don't know if he took it down.
Well, we're trying to do some new things by doing this broadcast, and one of them is that if you're a fan of Wednesday 13, you go to official Wednesday 13 when we do the show, and if you enter the code Bloodstorm in all capital letters BLOODSTORM, you'll get 13% off. If it's not working now, don't worry, we're going to get it.
If it's not working, you won't get any percentage off at all.
Right. That's how you know it didn't work. Let's see. P.O. boxes is how to send you stuff.
But there's lots of good stuff on the store. Lots of stuff. Everything from to coffee mugs, glasses, t-shirts, hoodies, shoes, shorts, towels, everything.
Yeah, it's all there, and you can check it out. And next week, Wednesday, we'll have a new code, and we'll have all kinds
And
of.
we might have some new merch up on the store anyway. I'm uploading some of my tour only items that were available the last year, and I'm done with those items now, so they're probably going to go to the store. So if you missed out on some of the tour items, you will be able to get those designs soon on the website.
Very cool. I have a P.O. box. I suppose you could, if you're sending something to Wednesday, you could send it to me. I don't think or you have to give it to him on the road. Michelle can provide you with that address. That's the only thing I can think of.
I will get a P.O. box soon. I promise. I have to go there, and I'm just going to do it. And then soon enough, I will be accepting all gifts for the museum here.
Yeah, which is good. People are so nice and send the nicest things. As far as videos go, this morning I put out day 3 on the 80s cruise, and I think day 3 might be the best one yet. Features performances by Donnie Iris, Billy Ocean, and Nile Rodgers and Chic. I go to see Vacation on the boat in my members only jacket, and a lot of other fun. We get to explore the Bahamas. I take you to my conch spot. Not everybody has a conch spot, but I do. And yeah, and you gotta see it to know what I'm talking about. That's out right now. So after this, all you gotta do, have a marathon. After this, go watch that cruise video. Give it a like, a comment, subscribe.
And then watch Chuck Norris movies after that.
get your Chuck Norris marathon going. I'm going to be doing it through the weekend. And then also, oh, good. Skylar. Hey, Skylar, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a little while. Just watched day one. So you got perfect. Thank you. You have 2 more to go. I'm glad you're here. See, everyone watches on different times. For some people, this is prime time right now. Some people don't like when we're on.
It is 2:44 on the West Coast right now.
This was an emergency broadcast. We broke in.
Like normally I would be like taking a nap right now, but I called you and said, hey, we got to do an emergency broadcast.
Rumor has it Gary Newman was lip syncing. I don't think he was, but there were people saying, I think he
everybody sings to track.
Well, there's definitely tracks. And I think there's his own voice is on the backing tracks.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was that he was lip syncing.
No.
Yes, it is sad. And yes, if you send me the total, Jim, I will do it live on the show.
It's huge. I would love to have it. I have nowhere to put it, and I don't know that I would use it. But it is enormous.
Now, I'm going to start throwing things out now. But I will do a live performance.
I'd have to get rid of some of my toys, and that ain't happening.
No, that you can't do.
Ain't going to get rid of this.
No, this
ain't happening.
No, we can't. We're not going to mess with. But anyway, so yeah, you can catch those cruise videos. And if you haven't saw the cartoon special, it's great. It's not for everybody, just like this is not for everybody. But if you want to see me and Wednesday talk about movies, TVs, and cartoons, including the Chuck Norris cartoon that's in your hand right now, people can watch that. My merchandise is on sale right now. Code CRUISE, 10% off. Go in there and get yourself some fun stuff. And try to get to all the... this is Ralph. Wasting Time with Jason Green on Wednesday 13. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Listen, I would live on the camera. If enough people subscribe and become members and buy Wednesday merchandise, then we would do this even more. But Chuck Norris was a big deal. And a lot of people were commenting this morning that perhaps I jinxed him by saying, I got a feeling he's going to drop dead soon. I don't think it works. Wednesday, I'll tell you why. There's a few people I know in the world that I've been wishing dead for ages, and it doesn't happen. So, I mean, look, if maybe this YouTube show is the way, maybe I'll say a few names right now. I'll will a few out there and see. I don't know, right. But hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Right.
God forbid Lee Marvin passes away at the end of the show.
I think he's been gone for a long time, isn't he?
Since the Delta Force.
Yeah, I think he fast right after the Delta Force.
That did it. Aaron Norris drove him to the limit.
Yeah.
But anyway, 1 hour 42 minutes. We'll wrap it up in just a bit. But it was fun to talk about Chuck Norris and to have those memories. I like I said, I want to surround myself in the 80s. I don't want to live in this world. This world stinks.
No, this world sucks. That's why I made my own little world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're one big, happy, waste some time family. Thank you, Skylar. This is Eat Drugs First 90. Thanks,
That's
guys.
one of my song titles.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
Yeah. Eat Drugs First is one of my old Frankenstein drag queen songs. And there's a movie called Hard Rock Zombies. And it's this group of parents trying to stop rock and roll in the town. And one of the ladies gets up on the microphone at the town meeting and says, I hear that musicians can't do a single thing unless they eat drugs first. And I wrote a song about it.
That's usually how it happens. Yeah.
Eat drugs first. Eat drugs first. That's why we eat drugs first. Eat drugs first. That's why we, it's a little happy.
Happy, songs. Happy, peppy, and bursting with love. Anyway, I'm so glad that you guys came. And most people will watch this later. Many people are just waking up to the news that the Chuck Norris has passed at the age of 86 today in Hawaii. Let's have some good news for a while. No more passing. No more
of this old wine. Bring us something new.
Hmm. Yeah,
Keep
I'm
the
with you.
snails off the food.
Wednesday, we should discuss down the road more topical shows we can do because this will be a radio show. So for those listening, you'll be able to hear us soon on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever you stream podcasts. But I liked the idea of doing themes. I thought the cartoon episode was great. I think it was very educational. And I think people learned a lot and probably went and watched a lot of YouTube videos. And I think this Chuck Norris special was a good look back at his
Yeah, we could
career.
do anything on. You could do an action movie special, or where that whole
Mhm.
era where we talked from Schwarzenegger to all the karate era, all the people they tried to give TV show or movies to. Like, remember that one football player? Was it
Blue Thunder?
Bosman or something? Brian Bosman.
Oh, right. Yeah. His
They
action
gave
movie.
him they gave him like a movie where he was like a action guy for 5 seconds, and then like Carl Weathers with Action Jackson. There's all kinds of.
What about the Blue Thunder TV show with Dick Butkus and
Oh
Dana
my,
Carvey?
was that
Remember that?
based after the Blue Thunder helicopter with Roy Scheider? There was a.
Yeah. It's
I
really
don't
bad.
remember that.
You got to look it up. That's
I
yeah.
like Blue Thunder.
The movie was good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
they had like
remember
a.
a movie, an 80s movie called Turk 182?
Yeah.
I saw it in the theater and I loved it. And um, it's a Timothy Hutton. I got to show you a poster. So we're cleaning the house. We're getting ready to move.
He's
And
doing this, right? Like he has fist up. Turk
uh-huh.
182. Yeah.
He's a graffiti guy and he's making a statement. But we found a poster and Michelle goes, "What the hell is this?" And I go, "Wednesday will understand." And I go, "I got to show this to Wednesday." And I go, "We have to frame this in our new house." So Wednesday, talk to the folks for just 1 second while I show you this poster.
Okay. Turk 182. I remember that. I don't think I ever seen that movie though. I remember seeing pieces of it. I remember seeing the trailer for it constantly, like on HBO. Um,
I'm going to relive it. He's a fireman who's injured and he's protesting something and he does graffiti, but I loved it. And I think I'm going to see it again. Okay, here it is. This is the most ridiculous poster. And only you would even care. But here it is. Here it is right there.
Tank. I was gonna just say it.
Signed by C. Thomas Howell.
No way.
Tank poster.
I literally was. You read my mind. My brain was thinking Tank, but not that you were going to grab that. I was just thinking about the movie.
Thinking of the movie? Yeah.
Because it came out around that time, and I was more into Tank than Turk 182.
You were Tank over Turk, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know how to explain this to Michelle.
Can I explain it?
Yeah. I don't know if she's watching. I think she's watching. Go ahead, explain Tank.
Tank. All right. Well, James Garner is a military guy who has a tank in his house. He owns it. He's an old school veteran. He's got one in his yard. His son, C. Thomas Howell, is getting picked on in the local school by the local sheriff, and they set him up with fake. They set him up with drugs in his locker, and he gets arrested. And they're going to put him in jail. And they're going to prosecute him and take him out of state. And James Garner goes, "The hell you say?" So he gets in his tank and breaks his son out of the little local jail, and it's a very Andy Griffith town. And he gets his son in the tank, and he's trying to get across the county line, and the tank breaks down, and then it's a tug of war. Two sides of the state or the county trying to tug of war this tank across a muddy. Oh, have I built it up for you guys? Are you excited?
That was incredible, though. It's as if you watched it an hour ago. Maybe we
I
need.
love this movie. I want a tank so I can break my son out of a jail for a bad pot deal.
We we might
I
we
mean,
might need more.
call me old fashioned.
We might need more. Wednesday summarizes the movies. That could be a new segment. Wednesday tells the movies. Well, they got this tank. But you were accurate. I kind of forgot.
I'm
You
telling you,
back
yeah. And then there's some good actors in it. What's the one actor? He's in Star Trek: The Next Generation. He's the mean cop. and they handcuff him to a pole naked, which is pretty funny
Yeah, that's right.
because he's real.
G.B.
Yeah.
Stradlin.
And wasn't the girl on that? Was she on Three's Company?
So I think so. I think, is it Jenny Lee Harrison? I think it is. She was kind of hot. Let me take a look at this. But if it is, I
James
should get her
Garner
to.
gets accused of hooking up with her, and they try to spin it and get his wife all mad at him.
Hold on. Let's look it up.
And isn't his wife the Partridge woman?
Yes, Mrs. Partridge, Shirley Jones, who does conventions. I mean, she's still alive. She outlived.
I heard she lives in that tank.
That's what I've heard as well. Must be true. Directed by Marvin J. Chomsky. If you were wondering what other great movies Marvin J. Chomsky, he did the TV show The Wild Wild West. He did Star Trek Gunsmoke. He did Star Trek Gunsmoke and Hawaii Five-0. He also directed episodes of the miniseries known as Roots. And he's got some other movies too, but he is dead. But that is the director of Tank. And the music was by Lalo Schifrin, who is German. Lalo Schifrin did the music for Enter the Dragon. And I believe he also composed the Mission Impossible theme. The stuff that we carry around. Yeah, Jenny Lee Harrison. I need her to sign this poster. She is Cindy Snow in Three's Company, and she is in Tank. And let's see. So she does conventions. Shirley Jones is 91. She'll still do some more conventions. That's nothing. Because I got to get more people to sign my poster. Anyway, Tank. Saw in the theater with my father. 1984. We always said that Tank 84 was a big year. Maybe I should do a filming locations video of Tank.
Maybe we should go play tug of war in some mud and see if who can pull each other across.
Tank was filmed at Fort Benning and in the small town of Zebulon, Georgia. The final scene at the faux Tennessee state line was filmed in southwest Atlanta at the southwest intersection of Fulton Industrial Boulevard and Camp Belton Road, Georgia Highway 166. So
I know a guy that could take me straight to it.
Well, we might have to do that. The Tank was a 1942 M4 Sherman made by the Ford Motor Company. It was owned by collector Dave Ropke, who displayed the tank in the now closed Armory Museum in Indiana. I wonder where it is now. We need to. It's got to be somewhere we could go see it and move in.
I'd just like to spend a whole day in the summer in one of those hot tanks and just reenact that whole movie.
We should make a sequel to
just
Tank.
Sweat it out.
Yeah, Jenny Lee Harrison didn't wear a bra, apparently. I'm going to watch Tank again in the middle of my Chuck Norris.
It's a good movie, I got to say. Oh, know what I was going to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I got recommended a movie the other day. Oh, or two things. Have you ever seen the movie Stay Tuned with John Ritter?
Yeah, been a long time. It's another one I haven't watched in a while.
Excellent movie. Forgot how awesome it was. And it's got What's-Her-Face from Mork and Mindy on it.
Pam Dauber, yeah.
100% everything we're talking about, movies and TV shows. I can't believe it didn't blow up.
He even does a Three's Company sketch in there. But yeah, I got to.
It's kind of like UHF. They do a bunch of fake movies and like.
Very UHF.
But I saw him recommended a movie that I've never heard of with Andy Kaufman and What's-Her-Face from The Jerk, Bernadette Peterson, called
Heart Beeps.
Beeps.
Heart Beeps was great. I saw that in the theater too.
I never even heard of this movie.
Now, could Heart Beeps hold up? I'm not sure. But when I was a kid.
Not so far. Because I've watched about 10 minutes of it, and that's about all I've got into it.
It's about these robots. But as a kid, it kind of played at my heartstrings because, you think the robots are going to die and they got to save
I haven't made it that far. It looks horrible, and it ain't aging. It ain't looking so good.
It might be one of those movies that when I was a kid, it meant something, but now it doesn't. Let me see if I can get us some more information. But yeah, as a kid, I really liked it, but I was very young when I saw that. My mother put up with a lot of movies. I'll tell you
I
that.
tried to watch that. I didn't get through it. I watched Stay Tuned. That was really good. I watched Johnny Be Good with Anthony Michael Hall recently. That's literally just every other movie. It's nothing original about it. It could be anything.
If you don't like heartbeeps, you could watch Andy Kaufman wrestle women. That's always good.
Yes,
In the South, he was critical of the South. Okay,
he
heartbeeps.
could beat any woman out there.
Yep. Heartbeeps came out in 1981, featuring the all-star cast of Andy Kaufman and Bernadette Peters alongside Randy Quaid and Christopher Guest. And I guess Jerry Garcia was one of the voices of a robot as well. I don't know why I liked it so much. Oh yeah, there was a comedian. One of the robots is like a comedian from the Catskills, and he tells jokes. Trying to figure out who he was, but I got to try to watch it again. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to hold up. Doesn't sound like it did. Dick Miller also in this.
He's good. Yeah, a lot of people are cool in it. It just what I watched of it didn't do a whole lot for me. But you know what else is good? Did you ever see the movie Super Fuzz with
Loved it.
Ernest Borgnine?
Loved Super Fuzz.
What a great
movie. Up on Heartbeeps, Rotten Tomatoes, it has a score of 0% approval. It was directed by Alan Arkish, who also directed Rock and Roll High School. Super Fuzz is a movie that my cousin and I would watch every day.
So good. Every day.
It would be on HBO. Every time you turned it on, we would watch it again. And
remember the song?
I don't.
It was good. It was like a disco. He's a super. He's a super.
You're unlocking memories.
Oh, I just watched it like a few weeks ago. But I still knew the song though.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it's still cool. It's such a stupid plot. Like he literally gets sent on a patrol to go and hand out a warrant to somebody, and they don't tell him that they're testing a nuclear weapon, and he gets blasted with it. And he has superpowers, but if he sees anything red, it fucks him up, and he can't do it anymore. He can see through stuff. He can fly. He can jump. He can blow bubbles with bubble gum and fly like a hot air balloon. But if he sees the color red, it destroys him.
You're unlocking a great moment.
And Ernest Borgnine's the cop friend that works with him, who thinks he's stupid, but then realizes that he's got the power.
Someone brings up location videos. I was gonna try to get Wednesday to do some locations with me before he goes back on the road, because I got some really good, interesting top secret ones that come. When you brought up that movie, I thought of a movie. Do you remember Maxwell Smart in The Nude Bomb?
No.
You got to look this up. They try to revive Maxwell Smart into a movie, and it was called The Nude Bomb. And the bad guys, Spectre or whatever they're called, they invented this bomb that would make people's clothes come off. But there's a very famous scene where he takes the Universal Studios tram tour. Yeah, you got to check it out. Maxwell Smart, The Nude Bomb. It came out around the same time as Super Fuzz and things like that, and would come on HBO probably right after the nude bomb. Yeah, let me try to see what year this stupid thing. Also known as The Return of Maxwell Smart, and I don't know if it's a TV movie.
That sounds familiar. I don't remember The Nude Bomb, but
part of the movie was shot in Salt Lake City, which is also where they filmed Revenge of the Ninja. I have the locations, by the way. If you want to go to the roof, I found where it is. And I found
the Ninja where they fight on the roof.
I found it, and I found the porcelain shop where the porcelain has the H in it. No, it's in Salt Lake City.
Oh, okay.
Which is also where they filmed The Nude Bomb, which came out in 1980. Also, music by Lalo Schifrin, again, who did Enter the Dragon. Look at all the things people are learning from us
Yeah.
today. This is an educational day. You thought we were just going to talk about Chuck Norris, but anyway, we'll wrap it up because we're at the 2-hour mark Wednesday. It's a sad occasion that we had to be here.
I'm glad we got to celebrate Chuck Norris with some people, and then people can watch this video back later if you didn't see it live, and maybe learn some stuff about Chuck or relate with some of our memories, and because he was a big part of growing up. I mean, there was no 80s in my mind without Chuck Norris. I mean, he's a huge part of that.
I'm going to pour some probiotics out for our fallen homie, Chuck, and then whoever's sending me that Total Fitness, I'll get to work on it. I'll try to build up like Chuck.
And I'm accepting any Chuck Norris memorabilia, posters, martial arts magazines, action stretch jeans, toys, throwing stars, comic books. Bring them to me on tour. I'll shake your hand for it. I'll kiss your baby. As long as it's a pretty baby, because some babies are ugly.
True. Do you think, by the way, go back and watch from the beginning. A lot of people were naming movies. We talked about all of the ones that mattered. Yeah, death has succumbed to Chuck Norris. Do you think that maybe we're going to find out Chuck Norris died fighting a herd of wild bison or an alligator? Like, you never know.
He could have went up against the Loch Ness Monster. He could have made his way to Hawaii, and that was like the last fight. He could have fought a bear. Chuck, I mean, maybe that pay-per-view happened and we didn't know about it.
Very good point. But all right, well, we'll see you again next week. Videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, live shows every Monday, Wednesday. We're going to have a new discount on Wednesday 13 merchandise. You're going to want to tune in, and there'll be new merchandise available. My merchandise also in the description right now. Rest in peace to Chuck Norris. Thank you so much for making our 80s so much fun. And this weekend, I'm going to relive it all one more time. Wednesday, good to see you, and I will see you again.
Yes, I'll be watching Chuck Norris all weekend. And don't forget, next weekend, I will be in Texas at the Cult Classic Convention in Barstow, Texas, I believe is where it is.
Like a Texas Ranger, you will be there.
So come on out. I'll be celebrating Chuck Norris in Texas. I'm going to wear my cowboy hat.
And you can bring him Chuck Norris.
Yes, please. Bring me a Chuck Norris Texas Ranger star. Or one of those shirts like he had in Long with McQuade. It's like got like it's really weird. It's like folds down and got a button. It's bizarre. I need one.
Make sure you like this video. Leave a comment after. Tell us your favorite Chuck Norris movie. And we'll see you again. Thank you for watching.